Hi, this is Judy Carter. This is the Judy Jam, where members in the Message of You can get feedback, they submit homework, you do the exercises, and move along in your career to become a professional keynote speaker. And today is Thursday, August 22nd, 2019, and we're just going to start. We're a little early here. We're going to start with correcting some homework. Okay, so with you, Lori, let's just start here. All right, you can see that, right?
Yes.
All right, I don't know why it's so dark, but
Well, the top part, I had it in gray because we dealt with that on other issues, and I think we got that feeling pretty good.
all right.
So I really think we
I know
have.
I need to read it. Okay, but you're saying, oh, okay, so I'll leave it on gray. Okay, so you know how independent direct sales, okay, they can't sustain their enthusiasm. Well, this is, okay, so the direct sales consultants, these are the people who sign up for this program, right?
Yes.
And the problem is, this is not their problem, though. Who is it the problem of?
Well, direct sales is based on like a tier. It's their upline's problem because they recruit.
You're not, who's going to say, yes, we need her? Who's the people who train them?
Ultimately, it will be the direct selling companies, the event planners who, not actually the owners, but the people who own the companies. You know, whether it's.
I would say, I would say the problem is a little different. Let me just say how I would write it, and I'll put this, I guess, in this font. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
You know how, it takes you a lot of money to find, your, sales consultants, right? Then train them, and watch them quickly drop out, right?
Okay.
They can't sustain their enthusiasm. So who's you? Like, who are you speaking to when you pitch this?
Well, when I pitch it, or who will be my audience, because those are different people.
Exactly, but this is your pitch to get the gig.
Okay.
So you know how it takes sales companies a lot of time?
Well, actually, it's the consultants, though, because each consultant is viewed as a little independent business owner.
Oh, okay.
So it's each of the consultants.
Train them only to watch them quickly drop out as they can't sustain their enthusiasm, right?
Yes.
I'm so excited, I'm going to make so much money, I'm so all in. And then 2 weeks later, they're posting on Facebook, I finally cleared Glandular 14. Yeah, no. And a week later, you get a call from them. So you are talking to this other person. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Right here.
You lost me. I mean, I think
later you call them. Who's you? You call them. A week later, you call the sales consultants. So it's you. So you have sales companies.
No, it's the sales consultant. I'm speaking to a group of consultants who are viewed as independent business owners.
The company is just call them. Tell me who that is. Who's you and who are you calling? You're calling the sales guy. So a week later, you call yourself?
No, you call the people in your downline who you've recruited to join.
Oh, okay. So the people in your downline. So do you know how it takes company a lot of time to find your sales consultants, in your downline? Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
In your downline. Okay. I'll watch them. Okay, perfect. Okay, like that?
Yeah, except it doesn't take the sales company a lot of times. It takes the consultants a lot of time.
Okay. And a week later, you call, you
Your
know,
online or your new team member or
you
whatever.
call the people you've spent a lot of time training, right?
Correct.
Okay, training. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. I think we cleared it up a little bit. It just was confusing.
Yeah, if you're not in the industry, all those terms could be a little bit confusing.
Yeah, but I think it's good to put them in so we know exactly. Okay, good. Money, so I'm not. So then we call, because we keep having so many characters. Some leaders complain. This is the first time you've mentioned leaders. So
They're all consultants, so it's one big umbrella, but there's just different levels of consultants.
So you know how sales leaders spend, should we put that there? You know how sales leaders spend like that?
Well, yeah.
It's just not clear because you keep talking to different people, but the people you're talking to have to be mentioned at the top here. You know, so spend a long time to find.
The person I'm pitching it to is not the person I'm speaking to, though. So am I writing the problem as it's?
You're doing it to the person. It's like if I'm talking to you, let's just say you are you're a hospital administrator and you're having problems with doctors, physicians. Communications broke down. I'm going to, you know how, administrators have a lot of issues with physicians. They're they can't get them this. So I'm going to create a training for your physicians. So I have to be at the very top, being clear about who I'm talking to, who's the pitch to. Otherwise, it's confusing. So if I'm doing a training for physicians, I'm pitching to hospital administrators, I'm going to be talking to their benefits of having my training for their physicians. Does that make sense?
Yes, but I'm just pitching to the event coordinator for all the consultants.
Yes. Okay. You probably know better than I do, but I just felt you kept changing. Now, these sales leaders, it's the first time I've heard about a sales leader. I'm just saying whatever you set up in the beginning, keep it consistent. If you call it sales leaders, keep it consistent.
Well, the thing is, so there's two different problems. That's why it switches. One is just for the people starting out, they quit before they ever start. And then the second part are the people who've been in there trying to build a team, and those are the ones who've made it to a director.
Both of them, they have both sales leaders, the consultants, and the directors have this issue that the people they train can't sustain enthusiasm. I mean, it affects them all, but set it up.
But there's two different problems. Is that the problem with this? Because one of the same audience, everybody will be sitting in, some will be brand new and they'll quit. So we have to address that problem. And then the other ones are, how do we address the people who aren't quitting but are frustrated by those who are quitting?
Well, set it up that way. Like they can't sustain their enthusiasm and quit a week later at a time. Yeah, I'm not doing that. And, you also have, well, you know what, just leave it this way because I think you're hitting all the problems. Directors are fizzling out.
They're all consultants, if that makes a difference.
Okay, that's just fine. It's the minutia of it. I'm losing down. This is all great. Okay. Well, guess what? I'm here to help you because I speak and create trainings on resiliency. Well, guess what? Okay. Well, I would say, hey, help is on its way as I speak. Give your group that help is on its way as I speak and I speak and train on resiliency. They'll give your group the tools they need to overcome obstacles and have the stamina to grow their thriving business. You know, just cutting it shorter.
Okay.
In the past, with over, what did you say, years
Yes.
in direct sales, with over 30 years in direct sales, I have achieved the highest rank possible, which is only been achieved by less than 1/4% outcome within the company. Yeah. Okay. Press yeah. Wow. I've earned the coveted. Okay, this is good. I'm going to, since I'm doing this, I'm going to stop the recording for a second. Okay. So just finished with Lori. Annabelle, what do you got? Did you bring me something?
No, not really.
Did you do your speech?
No, my speech is in October.
Oh, so you're totally set, right?
Yeah, I feel pretty sad.
And you're looking for someone to work with?
Yes, that's the thing, the comedy. And so I did what you did. I went to Facebook and, you know, I have some pending.
Okay.
But
Well, what do you would you like to what do you want to help with?
well, I did contact John, and right now I'm working on stand-up, and
Give me a topic. Give me a joke.
oh, okay. It's another folder, Judy. But it's how it goes is kind of like, you know what's happening today? Give me a minute, because it's
Okay, I'll tell you
another.
what, Lori's a stand-up comic. I'm going to put you off in a little room with her.
Okay.
And Lori, can you help punch up her stuff, Lori? Nod your head. Okay. I'm going to put the two of you off in a little breakout room. Okay, hold it 1 second. Create breakout rooms. And just give me 1 second. Okay, Annabelle and Lori, click the button and nobody else click it.
Okay.
Okay, and then that'll work. All right, so you guys go off in your little private room. And Annabelle? Great. Okay, good. Isn't that great? Okay, so John Morris,
I'm here.
how you doing?
I'm doing well.
I don't see you.
I'm trying to get on to, can't find the video yet.
All right, you keep looking. Meanwhile, I'm going to call up your thing, okay? And let's see, preventing. All right, here we go. Okay, so what is this, your speech or is this your pitch?
The first part is my pitch. The second part, I'll be writing the speech. And
Okay.
about 5 to 7 topics like that. I want to make sure I'm on the right path.
Oh, why didn't I say this was a bad investment? Bernie Madoff seems so nice, hilarious, so funny. Okay, 1 second, let me put this over here. Okay, our choices, you know, our choices can crash our lives financially, emotionally, and bring our happiness to a screeching halt with no parachute to bail us out because we can no longer afford one. Wow, this is good. I'm an expert in disaster avoidance and cleanup. Okay. For more than 40 years, I've been an attorney who invests, you know, I was an attorney who who should I put was the go-to guy to investigate, was the
I'd be careful of that because I wasn't.
attorney
We got involved after the
who investigated why an airline crashed, who investigated why an airline crashed, and who was to blame.
Yep.
Okay, I had to write reports on how these crashes could have been prevented.
Yeah, maybe we should just change that. Investigate why an airplane crashed, who was to blame, and how it could have been prevented.
Crashed. Wait, I was attorney investigating why an aircraft crashed, right? What could have been done to prevent it, and who was to blame?
Yeah.
I
Take out that next sentence then, I think.
Yeah, and then cut this. You're right. Okay. One of my insurance clients introduced me as their janitor because I clean up their messes. And I'm here to, I'm here to clean up your messes.
Help you clean up your messes.
Before they happen.
Yeah.
In most cases, my job was to determine why the crash occurred and who was responsible. Almost without exception, there were several causes that led to the crash. Breaking the link of causation would have prevented the crash. Okay, however, there's often one overriding factor, and was always surprising that normal people could, one overriding cause, mistake?
Yeah. Cause, error, yeah.
Mistake, and it was always surprising that sane people can make such mistakes, with such deadly consequence, that mistakes that resulted in such deadly consequences. Digging deeper, I often found that there were other psychological that led to these fatal mistakes. If the pilot had gotten more, sleep, if he wasn't in such a hurry, if he had paid more attention to simple little detail, if he not let his person get in the way, lives would have been saved. In looking over these cases, I discovered that the lessons learned can be applied in a non-aviation, avoid personal and business disasters. So fasten your seatbelt. This might be a bumpy ride, however, it might save your related fat and your life. Okay, so I would just like to I've been excellent in it before they happened. And I'm here to avoid, and in my 1 hour keynote, I will show you how to clean up your messes before they happen, You're not thinking, are these a title of your,
Well, these are some, for instance, if you're not thinking clearly, stay on the ground. I can show you some cases where, for instance, a doctor was coming back from Bakersfield to Santa Barbara, and he hit the ridgeline. He cleared the ridgeline by minus 20 feet. If he had been 21 feet higher, he would have cleared it.
Yeah, but if you're not thinking stay on the ground, that doesn't apply to civilians, right?
True, but the point is, if you're not thinking clearly, don't do something risky.
Yeah.
Or the better one.
I would say if you're not thinking clearly, stay put.
Yeah.
Stay put. If you're on fire, forget everything else. And if you're on fire, I don't know about that. if you're on fire, forget everything and get on the ground.
Well, I was referring to the Swiss Air crash where the pilot.
No, but your whole point is to use this, unless you're speaking to the aviation industry.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
I'm just trying to say, if you're on fire, yeah, I'm on fire. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
But take care of the little things before they become big things. Yeah. It's the little, since there was such a famous book called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, I would say sweat the small stuff.
Okay.
As it will be.
So it doesn't become big stuff.
Grounds your life. Right? Like that. Okay? Okay. So, really good. Now I need to get, the video of you talking to this, right?
Okay.
And then we can add B-roll to it. It'll be really good. But I need you to get a tendency when I've seen you talk. You seem kind of tired.
Okay.
So I need you rather than going, hi, I'm, and I'm talking about, I really need you to be excited, right into the camera, really up straight, vibrant. Okay. You need to for 1 minute, do it like that. Do you want to try it right now? Do you want to try it? I'll record you.
From the introduction, and then do maybe one of these.
Yeah, let's just say, let's start with, have you ever had something bad happen and wondered why you didn't see it coming?
Right.
Okay, so let's try it. Ready? Tilt the camera down a little more. Keep it looking like it. Okay, a little more. Fill the frame with more. There you go. All right, now really talk a little louder, stronger, and I'm going to mute everybody else. Ready? Go.
Have you ever had something bad happen and wondered why you didn't see it coming? How come I didn't see the clues when my spouse was going to leave? Why didn't I see it was a bad investment? Bernie Madoff seems so nice. Our choices can crash our lives financially and emotionally and bring our happiness to a screeching halt with no parachute to bail us out because we can no longer afford one. I'm an expert in disaster avoidance and cleanup. For more than 40 years, I've been an attorney who investigated why an aircraft crashed, who was to blame, and what could have been done to prevent it. One of my insurance clients introduced me as their janitor because I clean up their messes. In my 1-hour keynote, I will show you how to clean up your messes and how to avoid a bad disaster before it happens. It was my job to determine why the crash occurred and who was responsible. Almost without exception, there were several causes which led to the crash, and breaking the link of causation would have prevented the accident. However, there was often one overriding mistake, and it was always surprising that sane people could make such mistakes with such deadly consequences. Digging deeper, I often found there were other psychological factors that led to these deadly mistakes. If the pilot had gotten more sleep, if he wasn't in such a hurry, if he had paid attention to simple little details, if he had not let his personal problems get in the way, lives would have been saved. For example, take care of the little things before they become big things. When I was married, the priest said that in a marriage, the little things are the big things. And how many times have I seen people's marriages go astray because they didn't say, I love you, they didn't send a birthday card, they didn't say something on the anniversary. Well, these things can ruin our lives. They also can kill people. For example, we had a case we investigated where a pilot was divorced. He had his own airplane, and he would fly to Fresno to pick up his daughters, bring them back to Nevada for visitation. Well, one day he went to Fresno, filled up all the tanks, flew back to Nevada, lost power in the traffic pattern, crashed and killed everybody. The theory was that he must have had a mechanical malfunction, but we put it together and found out he made a very simple mistake, but he overlooked it at least 3 times. Now, typically in a twin-engine airplane, you run the left-end engine on the left fuel tank, the right engine on the right fuel tank. But occasionally, you can cross-feed and run both engines on the same tank, for example, to balance the load. But in the checklist before landing, it says, make sure the cross-feed is off. On the cross checklist for takeoff, it says, make sure the cross-feed is off. And we calculated what he did was he had the cross-feed on when he landed in Fresno. He overlooked it on the checklist. There was absolutely no reason to have that cross-feed on with 2 full fuel tanks, which meant he overlooked it when he took off on the checklist. He overlooked it again when he got in the traffic pattern in Nevada. 3 separate times he overlooked it, simply because it was a little thing that he overlooked and it killed himself and his daughters. Well, once again, how about in a relationship? When was the last time you told your wife you loved her? Yeah. I'm sorry. You're muted. I can't hear you.
Okay, you're giving your speech. A story doesn't work in a pitch.
Okay.
And you're going to lose us when you talk about the lines and this. Read the last sentence, the
Okay.
last paragraph.
Okay. Okay, in looking over these cases, I discovered that the lessons learned from these crashes can be applied in a non-aviation context to avoid personal and business disasters. So fasten your seatbelts. This may be a bumpy ride. However, it may save your finances, your relationships, or your life.
Great. Read that, clear your throat, and read this one more time. So, fasten your seatbelts, everybody. I want some energy, because you're not going to get a gig as a speaker when you're going like, so fasten your seatbelt. So everybody, come on, let's go. Fasten your, I need some vibrancy in it. All right, so just take this last paragraph one more time and read it with as much enthusiasm as possible.
Okay. In looking over these cases, I discovered that the lessons learned from these crashes can be applied in a non-aviation context to avoid personal and business disasters. So fasten your seatbelts. This may be a bumpy ride. However, it may save your finances, your relationships, or even your life. You're muted again.
Bam, bam. Much better. Wow, much better. You're getting there. You're getting there. Okay, so good stuff. I would just put it, and mostly into why the crash occurred, why the airline crash occurred, just to.
It may not be an airline. A lot of these are general aviation.
Why the plane crashed.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. And you can send me a note to send this back to you. Okay?
Okay, I will do that.
Janice, I always get to you last, so I'm getting to you first. Hi, how are you?
I'm a little crazed. I'm trying to learn to be organized with my time. I had told myself I was going to do a Judy Jam module. I mean, a TMOY module, and then I didn't do it.
All right.
So,
if you didn't do it, then why didn't you spend 1 minute? And let me ask you a question, and you just give it back to me. Okay, ready?
okay.
All right. Hey, Janice, what do you speak on?
I speak on workplace wellness. Specifically, I help people get unstressed for life.
Okay, now let's take out I and make it about the problem. You know how, and let's just do it like that.
You know how
Okay,
many.
Wait. Janice, what do you speak on?
You know how.
Say, well, you know, Judy, how blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Well, you know, Judy, how many people get overwhelmed at work. They just have too much work to do, and the boss doesn't support them, and they're just tearing their hair out trying to manage everything. Now you say yes.
I'm shaking my head. Yeah, I know
Well,
that.
have learned some very easy and specific tools to help people manage their stress at work. And I can share them in a really fun way.
Okay. Well, I think we just need you to work on your message, because it's very specific. And I'm going to show you when the other girls get back and I finish talking to the two eds that I'm going to show you what I'm now represented by a new speaker bureau, and I want to show everybody my correspondence with them, because I want to show you what they're looking for and what they need from you. Okay.
Okay.
And then we'll all do a little exercise on it, because you really have to follow the formula. And that's why I speak on health and wellness in the workplace. That's why I speak on, give me your topic that you speak on. So I will show you what they asked me, and I'm going to give some really good tips today. What I'm doing this, is it this week that I'm doing the marketing webinar? Let me just look.
Oh, that is, I have it on my calendar, wherever it is.
Next week? When is that?
Oh, I think it's next week, because I'm going to be out of town.
Okay, it's next week. Well, you guys always have all the webinars. If you miss them, they're always on. You have access to them 24/7. Everybody who's not a member and they go, I missed it, send me a video. We go, no. So that's good. All right. So let's see. Ed Newman, haven't seen you for a while. So you're going to really benefit from today, Janice. So do hold off on stuff. Hey, Ed, how you doing? You grew a beard. Did you have it last time?
No, this
That's been a long time.
I have this job every December 24th that I have to prepare for. So.
Oh, what is it?
I do. My wife and I, we play Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
I knew it.
Several functions around the Spokane area, and the first one we do is actually starts October 30th for a big fundraiser where they auction us off to go be Mr. and Mrs. Claus for a needy couple or something.
All right, so you're being auctioned off. You're going into the slave trade. You're being bought. I see. Okay, so it's good to see you again, and thanks for your email. And so let's pick up where we left off. And, if I asked you, what do you speak on? Can you tell me?
I'll try, because believe it or not, this last few weeks when I've missed, I've been traveling a lot, and I've been doing a lot of recording, a lot of note-taking, and I have taken your advice where about, you said use my caregiving experience to work it into my speech as part of my mess.
Yes.
So I'll give you one of my ideas. How's that?
Okay.
I would like to ask everybody here a question. If you had a family member that is having issues, do you really know how to communicate with them? I'm talking about folks with Alzheimer's or dementia. I've got several years with this experience, both with my family and my wife's family. From this experience, I learned that you listen with your eyes and talk with your ears, because the person that you're trying to communicate to will not be verbally capable of telling you what they really want or how they feel. You can sense this in their actions. I have applied this technique, and I have also very much refined this technique in a program that I'm working on to help business leaders, either in business or in volunteer organizations, to help communicate what their true mission or expectations are.
That is great. I though, when you shift to business, didn't make sense to me. I know I have an aunt with Alzheimer's. A lot of people are dealing with their parents living very long and becoming, entering dementia. And I think if you pitch this to like your local library, and have them publicize it about communicating, connecting with parents who seem to have lost it, I think that's where this speech needs to be done. Okay. And I think you need to say in the beginning, a lot of people say, my parents don't recognize me. My parents, my mother, one of my parents has, Alzheimer's. She is totally out of it. She doesn't respond. She doesn't, well, I need to teach you, a new way of communicating, because it's not going to be a verbal conversation, but there are ways to listen, various different ways to connect with somebody like that. So that's what you should do. Keep business out of it because you didn't set that up. It came out of nowhere. But what your credentials are very personal. And I personally know a lot of people, and I know the library has a lot of programs like that, right? And I have a really good idea for you. You might want to co-present with a doctor, to give it more legitimacy. So I don't know if you have a doctor friend or somebody who works on with the elderly, but join together with them and present it. I'm going to come with the doctor, and I'm going to be sharing my personal experience, and he's going to be giving some medical advice. And I think that would be like a no-brainer for a definite booking. And then you could feel it out, let him carry half the load, and you'd have like a wonderful program. And a lot of doctors want to do good service, and help the community. So that's what I would suggest. Does that make sense?
It
Does that
does.
appeal to you? But I thought your pitch was lovely, obviously from the heart. And this video will be available. And you can also download the video. If you want the video, I'll just send it to you also. I'm going to put it up on YouTube. But if you want the video to like edit it, just email me and I'll send you the link, and you could download it yourself and edit everybody else out and just get your little pitch there. Like you, John, who did a great pitch, and maybe cut out where you went off and just cut there, John Morris, and get one of your kids to do it. Okay. So let me talk to, but well done, my friend. And so great to see you.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Yes. Ed, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Okay. So where you are on working on things?
Well, I'm in New Hampshire.
And?
I'm
by the way, to Annabelle and Lori.
For a good excuse.
1 second. Annabelle and Lori, who just came back. After this, I want to share with you some of my correspondence to the Speaker Bureau and show you what they wanted me to do. And so I thought I would share that with you all, and then we can break up and we can all work on a portion of it, because let's just say you send out your pitch or whatever you're doing to a Speaker Bureau, your 1-minute pitch, and this is what I speak on. I like to have a conversation. If they go, we want to represent you, this is the form that they send you. And I want you to be prepared for it. So go ahead, Ed. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. I'm kind of doing a little bit of remedial work. I went back and retook video class number 9 as I am kind of continuing to examine my industry and the people that I'm modeling my message for. I've done some work and done some seminars in the faith-based community.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I had one scheduled for this weekend. They had to reschedule till October. But I'm discovering that while I have a lot of contacts and I have a lot of, I think, good opportunities there, someday I want to make a living at this. And God love them. You know, I think some people have the idea that, you know, when it comes to preachers, you know, God needs to keep them humble and they'll need to keep them poor. So I'm taking a relook at that and coming with the message of me that's universally marketable across some industries. So that's kind of what I've been working on. I don't have much homework to send to you. I have been doing some rough work on my demo, and I will be sending that to you here probably within the week.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I look forward to getting that.
Yeah. So.
I look forward to getting that. All right. Well, good to see you, Ed.
You too.
Okay. So I want to share with you this template. Okay. And in this template, by the way, Annabelle, Lori, do you have a joke while I'm looking for this?
No.
What do you girls do?
Well, we talked about my what is it, open mic, my open mic 3 to 5 minutes, and Lloyd, where's Lloyd? She was great. Definitely gave me some ideas on how to be more natural.
Just tell me one of your jokes. Do you have it?
Okay, it's I don't know that it's like a punch out. Let me try this. So people are eating ants now. I mean, they're in the store and everyone's eating ants. Me, myself, I'd rather eat cotton. I'd like to take a quick survey. How many people would rather eat ants? And how many people would rather eat cotton? There's some benefits to eating ants. I mean, they're all over, so you don't have to buy them in the store. In Mexico, ants are considered a cuisine, so you could take your friends fine dining.
Let me ask you something. Why do you give a shit about this?
Ants? Because I wouldn't eat them, and people are talking about edible insects.
Okay.
So I wouldn't eat them.
Do black people eat ants, or is this a white person thing?
This could be I think this is a white person
now
thing.
put the word "you crazy fucking white people" in front of it, and give me the setup again. Okay. Give me the setup with "you crazy fucking white people." Okay. Let me hear it, and I want you to go. And after it, because you don't have a joke unless you have 4 attitude words. They're hard, weird, scary, stupid. So what do you think, crazy fucking white people eating ants? What's the attitude on this?
Crazy.
No, I didn't say. Try stupid. It's hard.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Try stupid.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you have to use the word because after it. So stand-up goes like, has to have attitude. So now I want to get some attitude. I want to use the word fucking in it because we're doing stand-up. We're not doing corporate. Okay, and I want you to put the word white people in it. And, okay, so now it has something to do with you. So can we hear the setup?
Okay.
What's up with these crazy fucking white people who are, go ahead. Attitude, really upset, like really, what?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
What is up with these crazy fucking white people eating ants?
Right.
I mean, it's stupid, isn't it?
It's so fucking stupid. Go ahead, keep going. Attitude, girl.
It's so fucking stupid
because
ants are everywhere, and I think
that's not why it's stupid. It's stupid because ants are everywhere. If they're not everywhere, it's okay. It's stupid because you have money. Go to fucking McDonald's. What is this like? Oh, I've just had, and then you got to get to an act out. Oh, I've just had a chocolate covered ant. You know, We black people don't do that.
Yeah,
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 so now you're
true.
thinking about something important. It's about race and the differences and how
Mhm.
stupid. No wonder these are the same people I think voted for Trump. You think ants is a delicacy? You're going to think Trump is okay to be president.
Mhm.
We're doing stand-up where we're talking about opinions and something. But you have to be upset and riled up. And if your topic doesn't rile you up, you have to make something up. I lived in a friggin' orphanages. We didn't consider ants for a meal, okay? And you're doing it voluntarily? What? That's stand-up. Okay? Does everybody
Yeah.
get that? When and you know, you get people to laugh, the harder your attitude is. Now you can cut the word fucking out if you want, you know, but language and stand-up is like whatever. And so you can cut that out, but I made her say that so she had some friggin' attitude. But if you go, you know, it's weird, people are eating ants and they're everywhere. It's like, what? Who gives a shit? When you go, white people, we black people don't do that. I don't get. I grew up in an orphanage. We had no money.
We still do.
You know, the people in the orphanage said to me, "Oh, here's, you know, a lunch lasagna, an ant lasagna." I'm going, no fucking way. Ow, what's going on? I mean, white people are going crazy. They are. They're really out of control. And they're doing crazy shit. So make it about that, okay? Make it at least about race, but you have to do it about something. Any comments about anything I did? Anybody think I'm wrong? Anybody think I'm right?
Yeah, I do.
Right? Yes? No? Don't have an opinion? Laura, you have an opinion. You always have an opinion, I can tell. Go ahead, Lori. What's your opinion?
No, I do. I agree wholeheartedly because I'm so bored with jokes when people are just blah, 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 milk toast. So, and that's what, and we talked about not so much actually punching up the joke, but more about delivery and how act outs and expression over the top. And so we talked a lot about that before.
Yeah.
So she'll go back and rework it. She'll be a superstar.
Yes, and get to the act out and watch this video because you'll see yourself doing a really good joke now. But it's all about the setup. The setup has to be like something that has hard, weird, scary, that has that within the first couple sentences. All right, ready to hear what I learned from the Speaker Bureau, everybody?
Yep.
Okay, great. So let me just share with you this document. Here it is. Okay. So I've been kind of writing my book, not working on my speaking career, kind of like working on your speaking careers. And so I decided that I needed to re-engage with Speaker Bureau. So I sent out a mailing. I got people who are really engaged with me. And this is the Ireland Speaker Agency, and they want to represent me. And they're Canadian. Okay, so let me ask, this is the questionnaire that they asked me to fill out, okay? It took me 3 days to fill this out. It'd be helpful. So here they go. They go, what goes under your name? Okay, so I'm going to put motivational humorist, stress, burnout, an opening, closing keynoter, okay? So this what goes under and so they said, see examples here. Let me do a different share here so you could all see this. Okay. See my desktop. So they said, oops, sorry, you guys. So here's what they're representing. Now, this will give you some enthusiasm. These people really, I don't know, I'm not impressed. So you can see the change specialist, North American relations, passionate leader. None of these I thought were that terrific, but it gave me an idea what they're dealing with. Mental illness stigma fighter. I thought that one was good. Anyway, I just put this, motivational humorist. Anyway, now profile and background. So they want to know like, your profile and your background and to write about it. Well, I've learned some. So I clicked on this woman I've seen her at NSA. And I wanted to see what other people wrote. And this is such a good exercise to see what other people wrote. Sarah, oh, she's my, was one of my students. All right. So, sorry so much. So I was talking to a marketing expert who I'm doing the webinar with. And he said something which I thought is dead on. He said, everybody writes their bio third person. Judy Carter is an international world speaker and everybody knows you wrote it. So I decided to write mine first person and to write it like in a more personal way, revealing a little more about who I am. So, you know, and so here's like, here's how they're usually written. A TEDx speaker, author, and organizational consultant, Judy Jam works with organizations who want to create a blah, 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 blah. An expert in positive, she's one of this, she's one of that. Her background is creates cutting edge educational experiences, adding value, blah, 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 right? So I decided to do something really different. And I don't know if they'll like it, but here's my profile. Ready? I don't mean to brag, but I just might have found the cure for the common cubicle. If you're, now notice I'm not even talking about myself. If people in your group are feeling overwhelmed by unrelenting deadlines, learning a billion acronyms, and so stressed out they feel like poking their eyes out the pen, let me create a customized anti-burnout key now that have your attendees laughing at the very things they find stressful. Why? It is a known fact that when you laugh at a problem, it becomes more manageable. It's no wonder why companies such as the Royal Bank of Canada, it's a Canadian speaker bill, so I put a lot of Canada shit in here. FedEx, Revlon, Genentech, Canada Life, and hundreds of others have had me as their keynote get audiences laughing at the very things that stress them out. Now they want my background. So I am always a believer of a mess to success. I learned early in life, growing up with an alcoholic father, a disabled sister, and having a speech impediment and depression, that comedy is tragedy plus time. Turning my problems into punchline, I spent 17 years a headlining stand-up comic, playing Vegas, touring with Prince. So I'm name dropping. I wrote a how-to book on comedy that was rejected by 59 agents, only to be published by Random House, with me being interviewed by Oprah Winfrey. Oh my God. When Oprah held up my book and said, Judy Carter can show you how to make your sense of humor pay off, that changed everything. Since then, I've revealed the trade secrets of comics to the humor impaired, livening up over 1,500 meetings with corporate appropriate humor. My humor message was featured in the Wall Street Journal, CNN, and in TED Talks. My international comedy workshops have been attended by Seth Rogen, Marjorie, and many of today's top comics. So at your next meeting, how about a high voltage speaker to leave your audiences laughing and motivated, so your biggest problem will be, who can we possibly get for next year to top that? So, yeah. So anyway, then they want to know, what are your key topics? What are the titles? So I just wrote my titles: storytelling for business and the power of purpose. And then they wanted links to media, like links to media. They wanted videos, and they want testimonials. And, you know, so anytime anybody says anything nice to me, I whip my phone out and, you know, I record things like, she's really drunk, but she's a meeting planner, and she's...
I'm Marin Bright. I'm the CEO.
Oh, wait, what happened? Here it is.
I'm Marin Bright. I'm the CEO of Smart Meetings, and Judy Carter just spoke for us at our keynote, and she is the best speaker in the whole world. Woohoo!
Anyway, that's that. So anyway, so I was thinking, what do you want under your name? I thought, why don't we break up into groups? And what do you want under your name? So, you know, let's see. So we have here, you can see the kind of things that are under people's names. So how about we all get together in groups and just come up with what should be under your name on a Speaker Bureau website? Does anybody have any comments about anything I wrote or submitted so you can see the kind of stuff? I mean, this took me days. I had to stop everything and work on that. So anybody have any comments? Any comments about it? Go ahead.
Judy, you have, I think it was 3 different topics you had listed that you speak on.
No, I didn't have 3. Oh, keynotes. I came up with 3 different keynotes.
Is that going to look lame if we only have 1 in there?
No.
Or should we not start pitching until we have more?
No, quantity isn't the name of the game. You
Okay.
know, it definitely is not the name of the game. Matter of fact, you know, everybody's thinking quantity is the name of the game, creating a lot of content, posting constantly on Instagram and Twitter, doing all of them. And Josh Spector, who I'm interviewing next week, he said to me, if you just have one amazing post, like just one, and you drive a lot of business to it, and you just have one keynote, but it's a real good one,
Okay.
you don't need all of that. I just do those because I've written books on those different topics, you know. So yeah, don't worry about it. But
Okay.
what I really would like to do is to get together and for us to just look at, you know, what just goes under your name, okay? What's going to go under your name? So let's just work. We have some time today. Let's just work 10 minutes and come back and see what you got, okay? And so I'm going to do a breakout rooms and put, let's see, wait 1 second. Come on, breakout rooms, add a room. So Annabelle, Lori, John and Ed, and John Morris. Oh, I guess we lost some people. Okay. All right, so, wait, Annabelle, John, Morris, Annabelle. Oh, wait, Gloria, Annabelle. Oh, wait, add a room. No, some of you aren't registering here. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. 1 second. Give me. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay. Go to it, guys. So I want to just know. Just come up with one thing that's under your room, under your name. Okay. Okay. Hi, John. You're back first.
Say again?
You're back first. So what do you want to have under your name?
Disaster prevention expert, aircraft accident investigator.
Love it. Write that down. Do you have that written down? Perfect.
Yep.
Love it. Ed, what do you want under your name?
I really haven't come up with that really 1 or 2 things. And
Well,
John and
let's
I,
get a rough draft. The agent says, hey, what do I put under your name? What are you going to say? You just can't say, I don't know. You got to come up with something. What is it? Make something up.
I want to go say motivational speaker, listening with your ears, talking with your eyes. And John was pointing out that's not going to work. So we are going to.
Not the title of your speech is like, you know, Janice is typing again. Okay. Okay, so we need to work on that. What's going to go under your name? Weren't you, wait, were you the one dealing with about
Caregiving and using that experience.
Yeah, caregiving. So add something to it. Caregiving expert dealing with dementia.
Okay, I'll give that a thought.
When someone says, hey, well, what are you talking about? You never can say I don't have it. So what you do is you make some shit up, okay? Remember time we had here where I said, everybody, you're going to pitch to me what you do, and you're going to just bullshit your way through it. That's 90% of what we do here. Okay?
Okay.
I live in Hollywood. This is almost 98% what we do here. Okay, Lori, what do we got here, Lori?
Well, I have been using motivational humorist, but then we talked about adding onto it maybe like resiliency mindset.
Creating a resiliency mindset. Yeah, I love that. Perfect. Really good. Janice, what do we got here?
Workplace wellness speaker specializing in burnout and stress.
Wait, say that again?
Workplace wellness
Yeah, perfect.
speaker
Well, they know you're a speaker. So workplace wellness.
specializing in burnout and stress.
Yeah, I suggest make it eliminating burnout and stress.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Can you really eliminate burnout and stress?
No, but you can manage it.
Or minimize it.
Minimizing burnout and stress. Good one. Okay. Annabelle, what do we got for you? Oh, go ahead. Say it again.
Cross-cultural communications coach.
I'll take out the word coach because I want you to speak. Oh, you're just a coach, right? So
Okay.
you don't want to limit yourself. So say it again.
Cross-cultural communications. I speak on cross-cultural communications.
Okay, great. And what about diversity? That's a big word in speaking, diversity.
Yes. But I mean, diversity and cross-cultural communications, to put them together, aren't they synonyms?
Once again, let's just look at this thing. They have that line there, leadership and accountability expert shifting attitude. So they have different things.
Okay.
Diversity and inclusion, he speaks on that.
Okay.
Friendship expert. Hi, will you be my friend, Shasta?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Sounds really great. Hey, Janice, I just saw you're coming to my,
I've been waiting for you for 3 years.
Nobody's been waiting for me. So anyway, now I'm getting things like, I just sent out the announcement. I think you're the first sign up. Fantastic.
I'm very excited.
Yay. Oh, that'll be so much fun. Oh my God.
I wonder if it would benefit you to do an NSA event that same weekend, like a salon or something the next day. Is that interesting to you or no?
No, the reason I'm doing this even is because Toastmasters is having me do an event on Thursday.
Where?
So, in Mountain View.
Uh-huh.
And so they're having me do that. And I went, okay, well, they don't pay anything. So
right.
I'm always going like, I've got to parlay this into something. And then I thought, oh my God, orders are rolling in. Jesus.
Well, let me know if you want me to post it to the NSA Facebook group.
100%. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do a video. I'll record a video because what I was going to do is just to record a video with the San Francisco Bridge behind me.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is do something to NSA because I've spoken there so many times.
Yeah.
Right. So there we go. Oh my God, I think of it, and there it is. Anyway, that concludes this Judy Jam. Does anybody have any questions before we go?
Yeah, were you going to send us out a copy of that we were looking at for that speaker bureau so that we got some?
Yeah, just send me an email. I'll send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, send me an email, and then it makes it really easy. Oh, send me what you wrote on my thing. Send me that, and then I've actually got my email down to only 3 things, so I'm all excited about that. By the way, I have a really good tip on an efficiency program. I know Janice would be like excited to see that.
Yeah.
You know how we have a problem with our email box? There's always friggin' email in it, and there's always email coming in.
Right.
And I want to show you guys, this was a life changer. This is so fantastic because, you know, I'm a gearhead and a gadget freak and all this stuff. So let me just change my background back to this because we're still in the Judy Jam. Okay. So let me show you this on my email. You'll love it. And let me just make sure I have nothing obscene in my email. All right. And I'll show you how this works. Okay. Okie doke. All right. It's coming in. Okay. All right. I can show it to you now. Ready? Here we go. Share. Bam, bam, bam. Here we go. You know what? I'm going to have to do a different kind of share. I'm sorry about this, guys. Have patience with me. Okay. All right. So you can see all of this, right? Here's my email. Everybody, I'm sorry. No, but everybody's muted. Somebody unmute yourself so I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see? You can see this, right? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Here's Janice sending me an email. Okay. So here my email comes in. Now the beauty of Gmail is it separates your promotions. So I can just go right to all my promotions and I can immediately delete all of them. I can go to my social tab, which is, you know, all the social things. So I just have my primary, okay? Now I want to get back to Janice, right? But I don't have time to get back to her right now. If you get closer, I'll post in the NCA group, okay? So I want to create a video for Janice, but I don't want to leave the email there because then I'll have 3 billion emails. So I have this other program called Yanado. Do you see that right there? Okay.
Y-A-N-A-D-O.
Y-A-N-A-D-O. It's like $29, something like that. All right. So it's a plugin for Gmail. So if I click on Janet's thing, I click on this little thing and I go, you know what? I'm going to create a task. This is a task for me. And I'm going to say, tell Janice, okay, what if I want to say, you know, give Janice a video for NSA, what is it called, NA or?
NC, Northern California.
NC, okay, and I want to do this later. I want to do this tomorrow, okay? I can write a description here, and now I just close that, and I just archive that. Okay, great.
Wow.
All right, so now it's gone. All right, seemingly, but now I got to go, what are my tasks today? So I click on this bar here, and then today,
wow.
Okay, these are my tasks. Now I can move them all over. I'm going to move this to later or whatever. I can move them all over. Now you can see my life here. So did I say, oh, here's Janice. Okay, give Janice. So I'm going to click on this, but look what it does. It saves the email, and I could then look at the email again. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Email, and I can load up and attach as many emails as I want for this one thing. So for instance, if I go to my task and I look at this friggin' landscaping I'm having done, and I click here, it can bring up all the different emails and all the different things. Does that make sense? So that means I could go through my box and go, okay, I'll just click on this and make them into tasks where I do them when I want to do them. And then I can go through and empty out my entire email box. As you can see, there's only 39 today. Okay, so this has been life-changing because, you know, I email people and they go like, oh, I couldn't get to, you know, your email. I have so much in my box, I couldn't find it. Yeah. But to take your email coming in, make a task out of it, set it to a date. You can always change those dates. And then archive the email so it's no longer in your box. You don't see it. And that is awesomeness.
Can you have it send you reminders?
Yeah, it does send you reminders. I know I get some pop-ups that says you have this task and that task. I think I turn them off.
Yeah. Or ignore them.
Yeah, ignore them. But I have been getting things done. And most importantly is if I go to my tasks, I'll show you this one more time. When I go to my tasks like this, and I click just here and go to, so I can go back and forth to email and tasks, I can search for, let's say, this is Armstrong. I'm going to search my tasks for, okay, revised estimate for Armstrong. So I can like search my tasks and also find what I need. And then I can close them up, right? So I need to do video. That's what I'm just doing right now, the video. And then I will click on it and end it and go, okay, this one is open, I'm doing it, or it's done. Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I just find Gmail. Oh, and the other thing is, like you guys will email me, Judy at Judy Carter, a message of you. It all forwards to Gmail, which sorts everything out.
Oh,
So all the spam that I get, it automatically puts it in here, in spam. Wait, it automatically puts in spam, and then I could just kind of go through spam, make sure it didn't make any mistakes. And then you can say, no, this person's not spam. This is, this is for real. Okay, so that's
what is the Toastmaster event you're doing?
Toastmaster event I'm doing. Oh, well, let's just look it up. All right. Let's go.
I've got to go, Judy.
Okay, bye, sweetie.
Bye.
No, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's what did I have it under TM?
Is that District 4?
Yeah, it might be. It's some district. I'll let you guys know. I'll tell her to give that to me. Okay? All right.
Okay.
That's all. See you guys in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Bye-bye.